The final hour of Power Book 4. Force doesn't wait to warm up. It explodes. Episode 10 isn't just an ending, it's a reckoning. Every betrayal, every lie, every body dropped across Chicago comes back to collect its price. And this time, nobody is safe. If you thought Tommy Egan had already lost everything, this episode proves he still had more to lose. Episode 10 opens with a heavy feeling hanging over Chicago. The city doesn't feel alive anymore. It feels tense, like it's holding its breath. Tommy knows the endgame has started. There are no more negotiations, no more second chances, and no more half measures. Every enemy left standing is coming for blood, and they're coming fast. Tommy is no longer fighting just to survive. He's fighting to finish this. The losses he's taken have changed him. He's colder now, sharper, more focused. There's no anger in his eyes anymore, just purpose. When a man reaches that point, he becomes dangerous in a way that scares even his allies. At the same time, the power balance in Chicago is completely broken. Trust doesn't exist anymore. Allies are watching each other closely, waiting for the moment someone slips. Old partnerships feel fragile, like glass ready to shatter. Everyone knows the final war is unavoidable. The only question is who strikes first. Jard is no longer thinking clearly. The rage inside him has taken control, and rage always demands sacrifice. When a man stops caring about consequences, he becomes unpredictable. And unpredictable men don't just destroy their enemies, they destroy everything around them. Jard isn't planning moves anymore. He's reacting. And that makes him a threat to everyone, including the people closest to him. Meanwhile, the streets are watching quietly. Whispers spread fast. People sense that something massive is coming, something that will reshape the city overnight. Drug routes slow down. Soldiers hesitate. Nobody wants to be caught on the wrong side when the dust finally settles. Miguel, trapped between loyalty and survival, realizes too late that he's been played from every direction. Every choice he made to protect his empire has only tightened the noose around his neck. He knows the truth now. In this war, there are no winners, only survivors. And even survival comes at a brutal cost. Then there's Tommy's greatest weakness, the people he cares about. The one thing he can never fully protect. His enemies understand this, and they're ready to exploit it. Because when you can't beat Tommy Egan head-on, you don't fight him directly. You make him feel pain. You make him lose control. As the episode builds, one thing becomes clear. This isn't a finale about who controls Chicago. It's about who walks away alive, and what they have to become in order to do it. Every character is pushed to their breaking point. Lines are crossed that can never be uncrossed. And just when it feels like the city can't handle any more pressure, the first move is made. Quiet, ruthless, final. The war has officially begun. Once the war begins, it moves fast. Too fast for anyone to stop it. Episode 10 wastes no time showing that this isn't a chess match anymore. It's a street-level slaughter where instincts matter more than plans. Every character is forced to choose a side, and neutrality becomes a death sentence. Tommy understands something the others don't. This war can't be won by fear alone. It has to be ended completely. No loose ends. No survivors who might come back later. That mindset pushes him to make the hardest decisions of his life. Decisions that would have haunted the old Tommy but now feel necessary. Jard's rage finally spills over. He starts the bloodshed without thinking about the consequences, and that's exactly what seals his fate. The moment he chooses emotion over strategy, he becomes predictable. And in the power universe, predictable people don't last long. His past betrayals catch up with him, and the people he once controlled realize he's no longer untouchable. Loyalty turns into revenge, and revenge comes fast. Miguel, caught in the middle of chaos, tries to hold his empire together, but it's already slipping through his fingers. The man who once believed power meant control now realizes power only paints a bigger target on your back. Every move he makes pulls him deeper into danger. And when he finally stands beside Tommy, it's not because of friendship, it's because survival leaves him no other choice. Meanwhile, the real puppeteer steps forward. Che stops hiding in the shadows and starts reminding everyone why his name carries weight. His strategy is cold, calculated, and cruel. He doesn't want chaos, he wants obedience. And to get it, he's willing to destroy the one thing Tommy can never replace. This is where the war turns personal in a way that can't be undone. The emotional losses hit harder than the bullets. Tommy doesn't scream. He doesn't break down. He goes quiet. And that silence is terrifying. It's the sound of a man deciding there's no mercy left in him. From this point on, every enemy becomes a target, not a rival. Shanti, who's spent too long surviving between stronger players, finally steps into her own power. She's done being used, done being underestimated. Her choices in this episode prove she's not just reacting anymore, she's controlling outcomes. And when she settles her score, it's final. No hesitation, no regret. As bodies fall, alliances collapse, and the streets burn, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Chicago can't contain Tommy Egan anymore. The city has taken too much from him, and in return, he's about to take everything from it. By the end of this section, the war has claimed its biggest victims, but the true final boss is still standing. The stage is set for the last confrontation, one that will decide not just who wins, but what the future of the power universe looks like. And just when it feels like Tommy might fall under the weight of it all, help arrives from the one person who understands him better than anyone else. This is no longer just force. This is legacy. The final battle is here, and the tension is unbearable. Episode 10 doesn't hold back. It delivers every twist, every betrayal, and every payoff fans have been waiting for. Tommy, Miguel, Shanti, and their allies are facing the biggest threat the city has ever seen. The streets feel alive with danger, each corner a potential ambush, each shadow hiding a gun. There's no turning back. This is do or die, and the cost is everything. Ortega, the ultimate adversary, steps forward with the cold precision of a man who believes victory is inevitable. Every move he makes is calculated to break Tommy not just physically, but mentally. But Tommy has evolved. He's no longer just the street-smart survivor from the beginning of his journey. He's a tactician, a strategist, a man who knows how to manipulate chaos to his advantage. And he's ready to pay his enemies back in full. Miguel's role in this climax is nothing short of heroic. Despite his own ambitions and the betrayals he suffered, he chooses to stand with Tommy. Together, they become an unstoppable force, but the victory comes at a price. Miguel, who has always sought control, faces his ultimate reckoning. In a moment of supreme sacrifice, he confronts Ortega directly. The confrontation is brutal, intense, and heartbreaking. Miguel may fall, but he does so with honor, proving that even in chaos, loyalty and courage define a man. Shanti, hardened by betrayal and survival, finally confronts Jard. Their history explodes into a violent and emotionally charged conflict. Jard's manipulation and treachery have gone too far, and Shanti delivers the closure that everyone knew was coming. It's not just revenge, it's justice. This moment cements her as one of the most formidable players in the power universe, and it shows that underestimating her is a fatal mistake. And then, the final showdown between Tommy and Ortega. Every punch, every shot, every decision matters. Tommy is pushed to his limits, but just when it seems Ortega might have the upper hand, Tariq enters the scene. The tension spikes as father and son collide with fate itself. Tariq's arrival shifts the battle instantly, his intervention decisive. Ortega meets his end at the hands of the very people he underestimated, proving that cunning and brutality can be defeated by strategy and resilience. With the war over, the aftermath is bittersweet. Tommy survives, but the losses he endured leave scars that won't fade. He hands over his Chicago empire to Shanti, trusting her to maintain what he built. The city may have changed, but Tommy's journey is far from over. Alongside Tariq and Mac, he heads to a new city, ready to start a new chapter, one that promises power, danger, and legacy on an even larger scale. And for fans wondering about Ghost, the episode teases his presence in memory and in myth, reminding viewers that the power universe is bigger than one city one man or one battle. Flashbacks to his and Tommy's early days nod to the upcoming spin-off, Power Origins, hinting that the story is far from finished. The legacy of the streets, the bloodshed, and the ambitions continue, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, eager for what comes next. Episode 10 isn't just a finale, it's a statement. It proves that Power Book 4, Force, is a story about survival, loyalty, and revenge at the highest stakes. And it leaves the door wide open for the next chapter of chaos, power, and legacy.